What's up, guys? Kyle here with No Tie Required. All right, we have a follow-up to our Stellar video that we did there a few weeks ago. Back by popular demand, a lot of people wanting to know what's going on with Stellar. Is the price going to pump? What's going to happen during the month of April? Well, we're going to talk about that here during this video. But before we do that, guys, make sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Turn on those notifications so you get notified every time we drop a video, which is basically daily. And then also make sure to smash that like button. One last thing before we jump into this. If you are brand new to the crypto space, okay, if this is your first time getting in and investing in it, or you just got started here very, very recently, welcome. Okay, the more the merrier. We're happy to have more people in the crypto space. And one last thing on that, if you are interested, we just dropped a brand new Intro to Crypto course. It'll walk you through all the nuances of getting started in the space, kind of help clarify and connect the dots on some of the stuff that can be very confusing. I was brand new once too, so I can tell you it can be very confusing when you first start. It's very inexpensive, $27, helps walk you through everything. So if you're interested, link in the description down below. All right, with that being said, let's jump in. Let's talk about Stellar. And honestly, guys, we've talked about it before. Stellar is one of my favorite projects that there are. It's not my favorite, it's not my biggest holding, but it is one that I do hold, a decent amount of, compared to some of my other projects that I have. But I'm a big fan of Stellar. I do think that this is gonna go places. It's gonna have a big year. It's been a little bit lackluster. It's kind of been like Ethereum in that regard, where it hasn't hit some of the targets that we were hoping for. However, if it's anything like Ethereum over the last day or two, Ethereum is really starting to pump. Okay, it's broke that $2,000 mark that it was really struggling to really get past, and it's running. So I'm thinking Stellar could be in for a similar run during April. So let's take a look at the chart, get an idea where we're at. There's a lot of reasons that I think that, but guys, honestly, I think that Stellar is due. Very similar to Litecoin, and we just covered Litecoin the other day in a video. Very similar to that. This is sitting literally like half of its previous all-time high. I mean, previous all-time high for this was, I don't know, like almost $1. You can see it was between 80 cents and $1 right there, so it was like 90 something cents right there, and currently sitting at basically half of that at 46 cents, we'll call it. Yeah, there's a ton of room to grow for this. At a time when most projects have surpassed their previous all-time high at this point, Stellar just kind of hanging out, not a whole lot going on. It's not like this is a project that's hard to get either. I mean, you take a look at it, and let's look at all the different markets that it has. Yeah, I mean, you can get it on Binance, Coinbase, Huobi, KuCoin. I mean, a lot of the most well-known exchanges out there you can get this on. So let's take a look at Stellar, and then I want to talk about one other big bullish news pieces that we know is coming during April, why I think that's going to affect Stellar in a massive way. So Stellar basically is an open network for money, okay? So anybody that's not familiar with it, basically they're trying to bank the unbanked, okay? Similar to how Ripple is trying to interconnect all of different, transfers of money and transactions of money and everything like that. Ripple really is targeting the banks more so than anything else. Stellar, at least initially, their goal was to go after the unbanked, the billions of people around the world that don't have access to financial institutions or banks. And then, I think with all of the Ripple news, with the SEC filing against them and everything, I think Stellar's sitting right there ready to pounce and take over some of that market share. They've got great partnerships. We've talked about it on here before, and I don't really want to touch on that too much in this one. If you want to see more in depth on that, definitely check out our previous video about Stellar where we talked about it. But they do have some big partnerships, namely IBM. Okay, anytime that Big Blue is backing you, that's a pretty good day at the office right there. They also have one of the best, at least I believe, one of the best CEOs in crypto, Jed McCaleb. Very interesting CEO, very well known, and has a huge history in the cryptocurrency space. So, we'll scroll down through here so you can see it: borderless, limitless, powerless, or powerful, not powerless. I had the less on my mind right there, and not powerless, powerful. And then you start going through there. Stellar makes money better, blah blah blah. You guys can read all this type of stuff right here. We're going to give you the Cliff Notes version of everything, because that's what we like to do. We want to give you the condensed version, and ultimately, why do I think so? Well, I think it's got a great use case. Absolutely great use case. Global payment apps. I think it's got a great team behind it, and they've got great partnerships like we talked about with anytime you got a partner in IBM, That's a good day at the office right there. So let's go back, and I want to talk about one last thing and why I think this price is absolutely going to skyrocket during April. Guys, April is typically a very bullish month for crypto. And in fact, let's look at the entire market to really kind of show you what's been going on, overall. I mean, look at this. Okay, I mean, it's just a sea of green for the most part. We got a little bit of red right there, but then another just sea of green with some big gainers, okay? 12%, 36%, 12%. I mean, you start going down through it. I mean, there were some big gainers throughout the day on here, and projects really starting to take off a little bit and everything. Ethereum breaking 2100 and really crushing it. Bitcoin about to go back over 60. So the whole market in general is up, but the other big thing, and one of the biggest things that Stellar has going for it, let's get Stellar pulled back up real quick. One of the other big things that I'm really excited about, and I think that this is going to be big for just about any project that is on Coinbase, but I'm really looking forward to it for Stellar because, like I said, they are just so low compared to where they've been and where we know they can at least get to, especially because they should be eating up some extra market share, I would think. One would think with everything going on with Ripple and Ripple kind of in turmoil, that should spell Stellar all day long as the closest competitor to them to take over that market share. But being on Coinbase basically means that Coinbase is having an IPO mid-April. Okay, Coinbase is having an IPO mid-April. I think when that happens, that is all systems go for just about any project that is on Coinbase. We're going to do a video on Bitcoin and what that's going to mean for Bitcoin as well. But I think just about any project on Coinbase, that should be very bullish news for them, and I would have to believe that that's going to be huge for a project like Stellar, which is a great project, top 20, huge use case, and just kind of sitting there, just kind of stagnant, sitting there, waiting its turn, I guess I would say. So ultimately, where do I see Stellar getting to? Well, like I said, I do believe that April is going to be a very bullish month for Stellar, and I do believe in general they're in for a big year. I do not believe it's out of the question that Stellar gets to about $4 before the end of this year, maybe even a little bit further than that, but we're going to stick with $4 as our price prediction of where Stellar is going to get before the end of this bull cycle, before the end of the year. So guys, let us know in the comments below, what are your thoughts? Do you like Stellar? Do you hold Stellar? Do you think it's a terrible project? What are your thoughts on it? And if you do have it, what is your price prediction? Where is Stellar ultimately going to? With that being said, guys, we'll catch you in the next one.